So I got my, I got my program going on, I got my project going on, and your girl is facing homelessness. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Happy December. Y'all, this year has been flying by. I don't know about y'all, but this year has been a mixture of just happiness, sadness, joy, uncertainty. There has been a mixture of beauty and challenges and struggles and accomplishments and failures. And it's been a time, I'll say. I have so much to catch y'all up on. I know it's been a few months since I posted. For those who are new here, welcome. My name is Ned, aka Antoinette. This is Vibing with Ned. And for those who have followed me for a while, welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in. But today I have a lot to share with y'all. I have a lot to share with y'all. As y'all can see, I'm in a new space. For those who don't know, or for those who follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I just moved into a new place about 3 weeks ago, and we were recently living in an extended stay. Yes, we were living in an extended stay, but I will get into all of that. Let me go make me some tea and get this house straightened up. And I am going to fill y'all in on this tea while I sip my tea. So come on. Okay, so let's do a quick recap. For those who don't know, I moved to Georgia February of this year with $800. Came here in an extended stay. I got approved for my first apartment like day 3 of being here, and then got approved for my second apartment like I think it was day 5 of being here. So we ended up moving into the second apartment, sight unseen. Moved into it, everything was great. I was working. My mom was here with me. We were, doing DoorDash for some additional funds. And then I decided to quit my work from home job because I hated it and transition to a job outside of the house. So we, in the midst of all that, whatever, the truck broke down. And at that time, DoorDash, Uber, that was our coins. That's how we were paying bills, getting groceries and everything. So when that happened, it's like, funds stop. And like, what do you do? Like, what do you do in that situation? Funds completely stop. Bills still coming in. They don't really care about what you got going on. So that was the beginning of like where everything changed for us, where everything changed. So luckily we, were able to reach out for just some different resources and get almost back on track. I was back on track. My mom got her truck back running, and then we was running for a while. And then she ended up moving back to Arkansas. Now, when she moved back, it's so many pieces, y'all. If I'm skipping all over the place, forgive me. I'm trying to go in order, but it's so much. But when she did move back to Arkansas, the truck actually had broke down again, so she ended up leaving it here, which we thought was great because I didn't have a vehicle. We were sharing a vehicle at the time. It was like, okay, I'll get it fixed. I have me a vehicle to get back and forth to work. It'll be cool. But it didn't really go that way. So I had to start Ubering to and from work. So Ubering, there was another bill to and from work. I worked full time. On top of, we were study playing. Well, I was study playing, trying to play catch up with everything that I had got behind on due to the vehicle being down. Long story short, months and months passed. nothing worked out. I just say nothing worked out. Well, everything did work out, but let's just say nothing worked out. So I decided, like, look, I'm not gonna keep staying here, and they're frustrated because, you know, why would you not be as a business? I'm frustrated because I'm literally trying, and I just cannot get over this hurdle. Unforeseen circumstances happen, things out of my control happen. So, like, what do? What do I do? So I'm like, forget it. I had some money saved up. I ended up buying me a vehicle, used vehicle, just, you know, nothing fancy. Went to test drive it, liked it, bought it, you know, boom. But that was everything, pretty much everything I had saved. Well, almost everything. So we ended up moving out of our apartment and moving into an extended stay. So by this time, I was prepared to just be at the extended stay and then just thug it out there and, you know, pay that weekly price or whatever, work on my credit until it was time to until I had enough to get something I wanted, I can afford, you know, so I get back on track. No leases signing like that. So during that time, actually, I thought the extended stay was gonna be more affordable, but no, it was way more expensive than my apartment, and it really wasn't enough space. It was decent, but it was a 1-bedroom extended stay, but I was prepared to stay there. So I really was not looking for a place, but it was like I'm looking with my eyes, but not really looking, because of course when you're looking for a place, they want to make sure you make 3 times the rent. They want to make sure that you got the deposit on hand, you know, and first month rent. And sometimes they want you to pay like a deposit and a half if your credit is not up to par. So I ended up finding a place through this app that somebody told me about. I say, yeah, it's an app that somebody told me about, like a community type app. So I was on there for a little bit, like more, it wasn't like day one I found something, but I was on there and then I ended up finding this place. I'm like, okay, it's, you know, private landlord type situation. It looked like probably a fixer upper, but like at this point, whatever. I need a roof over me and my kids' head, somewhere stable. I ended up going to look at the place and loved it. It's a little quirky little house or whatever, but I loved it and I got approved. It really wasn't like a lengthy process. It was a situation where it's like, I know your, you know, landlord was basically like, I know your situation. I'm willing to help. We got a house that just been sitting here, nobody's renting anyway. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, my situation is unique, but we need somewhere to live. And let me just say this, it wasn't just any old place. Like, I had looked at a place that was similar to the one I actually moved into. It was a 2-bedroom cottage, you know, like out in, it gave you kind of like country vibes, had like a deck on the back. It was like, I loved it. I didn't even view the inside. I just had seen the outside, rolled past in the outside and everything, and I loved it. I had talked to a lady about it, and at first she was, you know, she was on some like, if you got a job, you work full time, then cool, like you pretty much got it. I'm like, okay, cool, I work full time, but it also was like, I probably would need a second job to afford this place because it is a little, you know, pricey. So fast forward, the place I'm in now, literally 2-bedroom, you know, I don't think it's a cottage, but let's just say 2-bedroom cottage, a little quirky house on a private road, private landlord. Your girl got some banana trees in the back, plenty of space for a garden, no extra fees, like no pet fees, and no, you know, first month rent plus deposit and a half, none of the extra stuff. We had got this house, and we were still in extended stay, and I was like, well, I get paid Wednesday, I can move in then, you know, yada yada. She was like, you know what, you can just move in today, go get the key, and we can just start fresh in December. Start fresh in December? Like, you can't be serious. That was a blessing within itself. Now, you know, that sounds amazing. All that is, it was such a blessing to just have somebody to kind of understand and help you kind of like get back on your feet. But on the flip side, my vehicle, in the midst of all this happening, my vehicle had broke down. It had broke down, and I was back to Uber back and forth to work, and it was more expensive because I moved further out from where I was originally living and from where I worked. So I was Uber back and forth to work. Yeah, my Uber was like $50 to $60 a day. Like, no lie, that's to and from. So now I'm in a new spot, trying to save up, you know, money. I'm trying to get my truck fixed. I'm Ubering back and forth to work. I got an Uber, taking my kids to the doctor. We got to order everything we need. Like, groceries, any toiletries for the house, everything. And everywhere you order from is not free unless you got a subscription. Even if you got a subscription, there's still another bill that you got to pay, right? So in the midst of everything that's happening, I'm also in the process of working on my third book. So I'm working on my third book project. I'm not an author in the book necessarily, but I am overseeing the project for 5 authors. So I got my, I got my program going on. I got my project going on, and your girl is facing homelessness. I'm trying to keep it separate, kind of trying to stay on track with my authors and the timeline for the book project, but I'm also facing homelessness. I'm also, a content creator, and I share my testimony and my story, but I'm trying to find a balance between what I'm going to share right now, what I'm not going to share, how, it was a whole process. It was not easy. Like, not trying to lie, because this is not in me as far as like lying about what's going on, making like everything's okay. I want to share some of what's going on because people need to know, like, people need to know that it's not always easy. Life is not easy, but you are also not alone. And then me personally, like, although y'all see, so many accomplishments and things of that sort, like, I still have my struggles. I still have my challenges. Even this day right now, there are still things that I currently struggle with, that I'm trying to, not necessarily that I struggle with, but certain struggles and challenges that I am trying to overcome in my life. So there was also just another hard thing to deal with. Like, like I had this amazing idea for this book project. It was, I think I started in I forget what month it was when we started the book project, but I had, a great plan, a great idea, a great timeline. I had some great people sign on for the project, and then life just slapping me back and forth while I'm trying to keep them encouraged and make sure I, keep them connected with the writing coach, and make sure I get a book cover released in enough time, and make sure I'm checking in on them, and make sure I read what they have written so far. It just was a lot going on. Not only that, but I finally get my truck fixed. I finally get it fixed. You know, one issue, I'm like, yes, thank you, Jesus. That's one less thing I have to worry about. Now I am like smooth sailing. I'm just like back on track. Things are going to be way better. Let's go. Let's get to work, right? No, get the truck fixed, and literally another issue pop up with my vehicle. Another issue. I'm just like, Lord, like, I need a break. Like, I need a break. Like, I had to take time and sit there and just like cry and talk to the Lord, because I'm like, life is study life, and like, I am trying to be strong. I am trying to just keep it together and stay positive and not let the kids see me like that. Not that I try to hide it from them, but it's like, I don't want to have them feeling sad or overwhelmed or anything like that, because it's not, nothing they need to deal with. They're already just trying to get settled and situated. They had to switch to a new school and move to a new home. We already just moved to a whole new state. It just was a lot, I didn't want to add on to what they had already been dealing with or trying to figure out. So I just had to sit there and cry and talk to the Lord. And I know it doesn't take one time. Don't get me wrong. It does not take one time. But I'm just like, God, like, I need a break. Like, I am trying to get my stuff together. I am trying to do the right things, make the right choices financially, make the right decisions, and just in my earthly life, I'll say. But it just seemed like when one good thing happened, then seven more things happen that are not so good, and it feels like it's pushing me back to the start. It just was. It was and is like, it's like a constant struggle, a constant battle. Like, I'm like demons or life. Like, I'm just squaring up with, you know what I'm saying? And it's super uncomfortable, super uncomfortable. And then I was sitting looking at my vision board, like, bro, like, I had so many amazing things I wrote down. I was super excited, like I always am, when I do my vision board. And what have I accomplished? What have I accomplished? But with that being said, I couldn't sit there and dwell on what I didn't accomplish or what went wrong. See, one thing about me is I'm big on trying to shift my mindset. Now, it don't always work that way. Some days I'll be sitting here and I'm mad the whole day, or I'm stressed or overwhelmed the whole day. But I truly try to just shift my mindset. So while everything seems like it's going wrong or seems like it's just trash, I'm like, I know it's a reason for it all. Like, God not taking me through this just for no reason. He not just sitting here like, okay, forget internet. I don't love her. I don't like her. So let her just deal with this just because of those reasons. No, It's a reason why. Like, I have an idea of what the reason is, what the reasons are, but I know for sure, and my reason might not be right, it might not be accurate, but I know it's necessary. Like, he is working behind the scenes, building me up, building character. He's using me to encourage other people and inspire other people. Like, if my life was perfect, then, well, nobody's life is perfect, but I'm just saying my life was perfect, going super smooth. I feel like I wouldn't have been able to reach certain people, like on my Instagram, mainly because I have a lot of people on there who say how they like my transparency and things like that. Now, I don't want to be in a place of struggle or have a challenging life, like, for a long time. I'm ready for like a more smooth sailing life. I ain't gonna lie, like, I'm ready for it. On one hand, I'm like, yeah, I know that God doing His thing and it's for my good. On the other hand, I'm just like, look, I don't want to. I want to have a comfortable, normal, just smooth life with a little less struggle, a little less stress, a little less, overwhelming feeling. But I'm just not quite there yet, and I know it's for a good reason. I know that He is, using me to get to other people, and I just have to be okay with it. I have to learn how to deal with it, get through that, because one thing I know for sure is trouble don't last always. Like, it's not always gonna be like this. But right now, this is where He has me. Now, I'm not just like, down in the dumps, and life is not just so horrible. There are plenty of positives, plenty of blessings that have come my way, plenty of blessings that are on the way. But I also have challenges that I face on a daily basis as well. So yeah, I hope that is a good update for you all. I hope I wasn't too all over the place, because like I said, it's so much to this testimony, so many just parts that I still have yet to share. I have to like break it down and share each individual thing in separate videos. But yeah, that's what's been going on with me so far. Aside from all that, I do love the new space. It is a weird setup. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna have to get out of the house for one day. It's a weird little quirky setup, but I love it. We back here, nobody bother us. We just to ourselves. The girls didn't like it at first, but they got used to it. They started school a couple days ago, and so far things are going great in that aspect. So I couldn't be more thankful for that. So yeah, that's the update for today. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. And I'm going to try my best to just get back to posting, get back to updating y'all, get back to showing y'all like my daily life, how life is in Georgia, how life is as a single mom of two teenage daughters. And yeah, so thank y'all so much for tuning in. I love y'all. If you have not already, give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Peace.